Hello, Simulated ERK here, Echo Romeo Kilo, and today we are at RAAF Base Richmond in northwestern Sydney, and we are going to do a circuit in our Cessna 152.
Takeoff runway 28 straight out, departure approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 28 Cessna Echo Romeo Kilo.
Okay, so we've got our throttle situation hopefully sorted out. Parking brake released. Now we're taking off from RAAF Base Richmond, Yankee Sierra Romeo India. Need a bit more throttle. $40, $50, and rotate. Now, Richmond is about 55-60 kilometres northwest of Sydney, just at the bottom of the Boy Mountains and the Hawkesbury River. The airbase itself has been part of the Richmond community for many, many years. There has been talk about trying to make it a civilian airport, but it's the main defence airport in the Sydney area, and so if there's a military aircraft leaving Sydney, or arriving into Sydney, it'll probably be going to Richmond. So I've been watching a couple of videos. One was by Squirrel, and he was one of the people that when I first started getting into simulation, I was watching his videos playing flies. And he's a private pilot, and he's been flying both the simulator and in real life. He's got a really good way of instructing, and as has pilot Emily from Canada. She's an airline pilot, but because of the certain global pandemic that I'm not trying to mention, she was displaced, and unfortunately she doesn't have a job at the moment, but hopefully she'll be able to get back soon. But during her time off, she's been keeping busy making YouTube videos, especially about flight simulation, and she's heavily got into it. So I was watching both videos, and I realised that my takeoffs were okay, but my landings, I didn't need to watch a video to know that my landings haven't been spot on. And so now I know part of the reason why. What we're going to do, we're going to turn left here and follow the river. And we'll have a look at the river in a moment when I finish the turn, and we'll have a look out the right window. Now the Nepean Hawkesbury River system is one of the major river systems in the Sydney metropolitan area. I'll just finish the turn and then you'll be able to see it. Just south of Richmond, it changes name from the Hawkesbury River into the Nepean. So if we follow the river, that will take me to my old hometown. Now, one of the beauties of flight simulation is you can...
Cessna Echo Romeo Kilo, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Richmond Tower, Cessna Victor Hotel, Echo Romeo Kilo frequency change. Richmond Tower, Cessna Victor Hotel, Echo Romeo Kilo is 5 miles west with Oscar to land.
Cessna Victor Hotel, Echo Romeo Kilo Richmond Tower. Enter left traffic runway 28. Altimeter 29.9 wind 257 entry.
Enter left traffic runway 28 Cessna Echo Romeo Kilo.
It thinks I'm going straight to the airport. Spoiler alert, I'm not. So we're basically following the, we're now in the Penn River section. And I'll just fly a little bit to the left so you can actually see the river through the window. There's a lot of turf farms along the river, and a few horse studs out this way as well. Now, I'll fly to the left of it, but coming into view will be the Penrith Lakes. And the Penrith Lakes was originally a whole heap of sand and gravel quarries. They got most of what they could out of it, and there was just going to be holes in the ground. So coming up to the Sydney Olympics, they were actually converted from holes in the ground and turned into lakes for recreation. So to take a little bit of pressure off the river with things like rowing and other water sports, sailing, and recreational boating. For people who don't necessarily need to get out the river, they can come to the Penrith Lakes, which is starting to come up now on the right hand side. And one of the lakes is specifically for rowing. Now, the Sydney 2000 Olympics, the rowing events were actually held here. And next to the Penrith Lakes is the Whitewater Rafting Centre. So you can have whitewater rafting, canoeing, kayaking, and that sort of stuff. And it's it was also an Olympic venue for kayaking, canoeing, and you can quite regularly do whitewater rafting. And what they can do there, they can adjust the water flow through there to suit the mode that it's in. So if it's a full-on international competition, they can crank up the water flow so it's really challenging. But if it's a group of beginners that are just going whitewater rafting, you want to give them a little bit of water, but not so much that they'll get thrown out of the boat as soon as they move. Or they can change that as well. And if there's a whitewater rafting event, you don't want the kayaking or the canoeing gates there, so you can reel those in. And also very, very popular as well. It's used for the swim legs of triathlons. So you can run, you can do the run near there as well, you can swim there, and depending on the length of the event, you can keep it wholly within the lakes area, and you can do the cycling in there as well, or you can use the surrounding areas. So we're now coming up to my old hometown of Penrith in Western Sydney, and looking from above here, it's looking pretty good. It's set to be one of the major cities in Greater Sydney, being out in the outer west. And so we're now flying with the Central Business District coming up. The Westfield Shopping Centre there, train station, the tax office and the state government building, the Penrith Showground over towards the right, the main shopping district. And underneath us, I would have just flown over my old house. Park Airport. I think that's been an airport for many, I can never remember there being an airport there. And that's not the general Kingswood Park area anyway. That's more Kingswood South, Claremont Meadows, Cadence these days. So we'll turn left and we'll start to head back towards the base. Move back into the left seat. So our airspeed's good. It's about 80 knots. Got 7.5 nautical miles to go before we arrive back at the RAAF base. And I know that I'd often see for training exercises or for real purposes, I'd often see military aircraft flying over the general vicinity of where I was living, in this general area where we are now. You don't have something like a big military C-130 doing a very short circuit. real sweet spot. Trying to get it in exactly the right place with the controller, the throttle handle that I'll probably get in a few weeks will help that be a bit more precise. So we'll see how we go with this landing. I'm just going to fly straight ahead and join the pack. Have a quick look outside. About 70 knots. We're about 1,700 feet. So we're looking okay. We're looking to land about 60 knots on our approach, and then reduce the power as we get closer. Up the power. Probably not to 0. So that will have, so I've cut back on the throttle, and so that has an immediate effect on the indicated airspeed. So it's going closer to the 60 knots that we want it to be. We might just increase it just a tad. Got to give it time for the engine speed to come down a little bit, so we'll just pitch the nose up. So our indicators have changed to blue, so that's promising. We'll keep the nose up for now. A bit slow, so we just wanted to increase our airspeed a bit.
Cessna Echo Romeo Kilo cleared to land runway 28. Wind 257 at tree.
Clear to land runway 28 Cessna Echo Romeo Kilo.
approach is a lot better. Now we're coming in a bit too fast. And we're a little bit off course. So I just need to straighten up a little bit. Got a long runway to work with. Not sure what that noise is. So we've almost got ourselves lined up. Reduce the
Cessna Echo Romeo Kilo contact ground on 121.65.
that wasn't as bad.
Going to 121.65 Cessna Echo Romeo Kilo.
That wasn't too bad. Let me just put the parking brake on for a second. The landing itself was good, and then I probably wasn't ready with the rudder. Straight away, because the engine on a Cessna automatically wants to go left like that, so I probably should have been ready with the rudder, but that was a lot better. Yeah, I think we should go. No, I was a bit indecisive then. So we need a bit of power. Why did I go to the left? So my taxiing still needs a bit of work. go.
Richmond Ground Cessna Victor Hotel. Echo Romeo Kilo request taxi to parking.
Cessna Victor Hotel, Echo Romeo Kilo taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Alpha.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Alpha Cessna Echo Romeo Kilo.
Now, technically, should have done that. Shouldn't have left the runway until I got clearance to taxi. Oh, I was on the toe brakes, that's what it is. No. Okay, that's... Put my parking brake on for a minute. I need to adjust my rudder pedals. Now I'm trying really hard here not to use the yoke because I know, because I know that I shouldn't be using the yoke in this situation, although it's very, very tempting. No, I don't want to go left here. Straighten up a little bit. This is alright. Now I've never been on the base, but from what I can see from the road, this looks pretty good. If I've got my rudder extended using the right, why am I going left? Maybe if I zoom out a little bit. Trying to get the toe brakes synchronized helps. So there's our bay, there's our marshals waiting for us. Very low speed. Hey, hey! Shift Control E. Hooray! Overall, our taxi was pretty good. So let's have a look outside. There we go. Okay, Romeo Kilo successfully taxied, or mostly successfully taxied to the parking area. Engine not started. Yeah, that's the whole idea. So I stopped the main engine. So, hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did enjoy that. We have landed and we're landed nice and safely. We've parked up and we've stopped our main engine. We've shut our shift control and E. We've shut our main engine down. So let's have a look at the map. Oh, it does actually show us, if I bring it over, this is another thing I learned on the video, so if we make this window a bit bigger, can we see? No, we can't really see where we went, but we basically followed the river down to the south, and then we turned left and we turned left again, and then we ended the pattern, and then we came back and we landed, and overall wasn't too bad. What I think I need to remember, and I'll try next time when I land, is I will try to, as soon as I land, use the right rudder to correct where the aircraft, even though my landing speed I think was pretty good, I think I just need to correct that, and then we'll see how we go from there. I've been Simulator Dirk, you've been wonderful. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Keep the blue side up, and we'll talk again soon. Bye.